While the Van Dyck portrait was at Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery, a number of community engagement projects will run alongside the Turning to See exhibition. Visiting families had the opportunity to pose in the style of Van Dyck in a replica of the frame for his self-portrait. This helped the museum create hundreds of turns, the theme of the exhibition. A group of young people who were not in education or employment created their own portraits, learning new art techniques from collage to batik and working with a local printmaker. Copies of their self-portraits were displayed at Aston Hall, a 400-year-old house in Birmingham. Finally, members of Ignite, Birmingham Museums Youth Forum, researched and wrote a tour of the exhibition, which was presented to the public during the summer. The full tour discussed the Van Dyck portrait and its relationship to 4 of the other portraits on display. Here are some excerpts from one of those tours.
This is the last self-portrait we have of Van Dyck. His slightly pallid complexion, the sad eyes, the round shoulders. You kind of get the sense that this is a very vulnerable man, possibly contemplating his own mortality. He must have been aware at this point he was ill. This was painted in the last year of his life. Here we have a compositional sketch by the pre-Raphaelite artist Dante Gabriele Rossetti of Orpheus and Eurydice. Although this is a preparatory sketch, we can still draw parallels between this and the Van Dyck piece. Again, these are 2 people that are both contemplating their mortality and death, similar to how Van Dyck must have been feeling when he painted his last self-portrait. Within this, the large expressions, the hands, the way the bodies are turned, we get the sense of how vulnerable these 2 characters are and how helpless they are to stop what is going to happen. This is Lily Cole. It was created in 2009 by Gillian Waring, and you may be thinking, okay, this has absolutely no similarities with the Van Dyck one, struggling to see anything that relates to it. We have to remember that Van Dyck really was the first celebrity artist. He was the first artist famous for being an artist. And here we have an image of someone who is famous for being beautiful and being a model, again, a celebrity kind of status. And here within this, we explore the idea of private and public personas. I think people often think of these artists that have been long dead as not that important in terms of modern art and contemporary art. But I think it couldn't be further from the truth. Van Dyck, he allowed us to see not just an image, not just a physical representation of a person, but also their strengths, what they were feeling, and also their vulnerabilities.